Hey there folks, Jay Barrino here, continuing StarCraft Mass Recall. We are heading into Mission 2 of Loomings, the Precursor campaign. This is the Gauntlet. Now I actually remember playing this back when it was first released with Mass Recall, back during version 5.4, somewhere around there, and this one was pretty hard for a Mission 2. It was actually quite challenging, so like I was saying last mission, I'm going to be patient, take my time, make sure that I have sufficient attack forces before moving out anywhere.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Greetings again, Lieutenant. I know you're anxious for some answers about those creatures. Suffice to say they are the subject of current high-level research. We had quarantined a number of these creatures for study, but shortly after our science crews began their experiments, all communication with the Phantom installation was lost.
The installation has been compromised, and preliminary scanner sweeps indicate the area is crawling with hostiles. My Cerberus unit will handle the situation inside, but we require Alpha Squadron's assistance getting there. Any other information is on a strict need-to-know basis.
Okay, we need to get to the Phantom installation. Bring 2 Cerberus Firebats to the installation entrance, which implies that 2 Cerberus Firebats must survive. So we should have 4 Firebats and 2 Goliaths, and only 2 of those Firebats need to survive at all. But we can't heal them. There's no way to heal them, so we're going to need to keep them out of harm's way until we're ready to move out, really. The Phantom installation base, Chow Sara Colony. That's where we need to get. Okay, and here we go. Well, let's go ahead and get in these bunkers right away. And I'm going to load these Cerberus Firebats up as well so that they are protected and won't take any health damage while we wait. Granted, if the bunkers get destroyed, then.
We can take cover in these bunkers if things get too dicey.
So I remember quite vividly this map having the first set of really annoyingly persistent enemy attacks, and it really just depends on how the map layout is, and I don't really remember too much. I guess we can use our Goliaths to kind of scout around. I can also repair these Goliaths, so since I can repair them, I can use them to help me defend and be a little aggressive with them, and they're very good. I mean, they're pretty beefy. Yeah, 3 vehicle plating is really good, plus repairing. I'd hoped maybe there'd be an expansion up here, but there's not. Got our little trucks here. I think these are the trucks because they've got the teal insignias on them to say that that's what brought Cerberus here. So let's come on down here and let's go ahead and let's hotkey our barracks and just keep making SCVs. Now, there are no orbital commands in StarCraft 1. In case you didn't know, you actually have to make an add-on for a ComSat station. The prerequisite is the Academy, which we already have, which is very, very nice. Let's just go ahead and let's go ahead and put 3 SCVs on the refinery right away. So we're going to be really safe against the early groups of Zerglings because of our Firebats. I'm also going to keep at least 1 SCV over here to repair these bunkers, because I remember that eventually these attack waves will turn from Zerglings into Zergling Hydralisk, and then eventually a couple Mutalisks. So I might even want to get another bunker, and I'm going to try to predict where the enemy attack waves are coming from. So most of the attack waves in Mass Recall, they use a rally point where they group up, and then they'll follow a predefined path to get to your base, or maybe 2. So it's really just finding where those are, and you can set up your defenses in the right areas. Let's go ahead and start U-238 shells, and when we have enough money, I would definitely like to start infantry weapons level 1 as well. So I haven't really been using too many hotkeys yet. I mean, we're early on in this campaign, and the longer that I play it, I'll use more hotkeys. I know it bothers some people, but too bad. I'm the one playing. And sometimes I'm just lazy. Sometimes, I mean physically lazy. I'm sitting here, my left hand my left hand and arm are sitting comfortably on the arm of my chair. And that's just how it's gonna be sometimes. So, and then I'll move it up and I'll hit S for an SCV, but I'll get a little more diligent with using hotkeys. Let's go ahead and grab another SCV and move it over here. I'm gonna replace one of these Firebats in each of these bunkers with Marines. With Marines eventually, because as the waves transition away from Zerglings and more into Hydralisks, we're definitely going to want Marines. So see, having 2 fire bats in this bunker was great at that moment, but in the future, it's not going to be mostly Zerglings. So I'm going to get a nice big group of Marines and just a couple fire bats. And the idea with the fire bats is not to be really offensive with them, but I want to put them kind of in the middle of my Marine balls so that they're there and can defend my Marines from Zergling surrounds. And that's how I like to use fire bats. Once they start getting a little too aggressive, that's when they're just going to die. Fire bats in StarCraft 1, their main purpose is sort of just to die, so you have to position them properly that they can function very well against Zerglings and Zealots. Anything melee that's getting on top of you that isn't super huge like an Ultralisk, your fire bats aren't going to help you too much against that. But let's go ahead and get our comset station. We can start scanning around. There's definitely an expansion, another Zerg base somewhere that I want to destroy so that I can take it, but I have to find out where it is. And my gut tells me it's down here because I vaguely remember. There is a Zerg base here, and it's not really that heavily defended. I mean, one sunken colony. We're gonna have to scout that out a little bit more before I just send my units into the grinder. And they want to put another bunker here too, like right here would be good. And I'm also gonna throw down 1 turret, just for the future. And let's just get a few more SCVs because eventually we're gonna need to transfer them, and we have to make sure that we have enough money to make another command center once we move over and take that other base to the left. So I could just make a blitz for the Flanum installation with my 2 Cerberus Firebats, but I really don't want to. I sort of want to just focus on staying alive and taking my extra base, because the smallest mistake on hard mode can just end things for you. So I'm going to quick save a lot. And seriously, like, minor mistakes, if you just miss one enemy attack wave that you think you can handle but you can't, and it'll just roll over your base. And you either have to load a save, which can really, you know, really be disheartening, or you just have to start over. So let's go ahead and scan over here. Okay, we are healing up our bunker, and we're going to heal up our Goliaths. Man, those Goliaths are great. They can take so many hits. It's awesome. So I'm going to use those primarily to defend myself. And just keep making Marines, and we'll get 2 fire bats to bring with us as well, not too many. I went ahead and scanned up here. No other sunken colonies, so it's a sunken colony, whatever is in this base is not a big deal. And then we'll bring some SCVs so that we can build our command center and keep it defended, because the enemy is going to send units to try and reinforce the defensive units that are pre-placed here, because it's hard mode and super annoying. So we just have to be ready for that. I'm not going to bother with stim. I'll start infantry armor, though, because we have a ton of gas. We just need minerals. I'll make 1 more SCV and bring an extra one over here to repair. You can never have too many SCVs to repair your bunkers, especially in these early missions where you can't have tanks. You need those bunkers to stay alive. You don't want, I mean, I especially don't want my Cerberus taking any damage inside. Oh, and it's depots. Oh, no. There's the first supply block of many. Don't you worry. I was thinking about it earlier, and then I got distracted. So let's do some overkill here and make some extra, make 2 extra instead of just 1. Well, I mean, we're waiting for our infantry armor anyway, and my gut tells me to just hang on to the infantry armor, or wait until the infantry armor, and then wait until we're no longer supply blocked to move out, because I don't know what we're dealing with over here. And if we do make a command center over here, we have to make sure that we can defend it, because it could just easily get steamrolled. Though I very vaguely remember that command center being safe from attacks, though I can't be sure about that. I don't remember. What else can we make? We can make a factory, but if we can only make vultures, I can't say that I'm super thrilled with that. Okay, so please repair my bunker. Goliaths are getting in there. And these attacks are getting pretty large. Pretty large. Let's go ahead and wait for this last group of Marines, and then I'm going to move out. Now, the enemy is attacking me from across this bridge, so it's really just finding how this is all connected. If it is connected. There's some burrowed units there. I don't want to forget about that. I think this bridge is the only way that they can get to me. I'm pretty sure, but we'll make sure we keep scanning. Let's take these units and start moving out across here, because I want to start considering taking that. Let's make sure we hold on to enough money. So the implication would be that they're crossing this bridge and then coming down here and getting to me. I don't know. I've seen them come from up here, too, so there must be 2 ways that they can get to my base. They're taking both, which is interesting. Okay, we've got our SCV making his way down. I think I'd like some more Marines. We're going to rally up here. Got to be careful with rallied units, though. This is exactly where I want my fire bats. They're going to protect me from Zerglings that move on top of me. Similar to this. And then we'll get in here. We'll burn down one of these sunken colonies, which theoretically is the only one. And then I'm going to make my way into this base. There's actually some Mutalisks here as well. So my Firebats now are taking hits from Hydralisks so that my Marines don't have to. Another reason that they're around. Let's grab my SCV and start making a command center. And then we will let my Firebats clean this up. And let's get up here and kill the hatchery so that, because the enemy are just going to keep rebuilding units out of these larvae for as long as this hatchery survives. And I guarantee that they're going to continue to try to make units here as well. Just forever. Let's go ahead and make some Marines. Once again, in that instance, my hand was resting on my chair and not ready to hit A for those Marines because nothing intense was happening. If things are heating up, you know, I'll use the hotkeys, but it's not super intense right now. When I'm stop moving a little bit, then yeah, I'll I'll have both hands ready to go. Okay, spawning pool goes down. It seems like they were trying to bring in more Mutalisks to reinforce. And what do we have going on here? Oh no, my Cerberus! My Cerberus! They each took 1 hit point of damage. Okay, so these Mutalisks are kind of annoying. They took out 2 of my repairing SCVs. So I'm going to have to make a cluster of turrets. You guys just stay back. And then let's keep making units. And we're out of minerals, but that's okay because we're building this up. It'll be done here pretty soon. And what I would like to do, again, I need a cluster of turrets. And let's bring these units. Let's see if I can get these units up here to survive. Yeah, see, they're sending Overlords back. They're sending Mutalisks back. These pre-placed units, the enemy is rebuilding, which is, it can get frustrating. So I think what I'll do is throw down a turret over here. Yes, because these Mutalisks are constantly coming back. And so are the Hydralisks as well. So it's really just finding where these units come from so I can cut them off. I mean, I'm bleeding them dry a little bit by forcing them to come over this way. Okay, so if the only way they can get over here, theoretically, is up here, and there were some burrowed units we're going to have to deal with. Yeah, okay, so I think, yeah, this is what we want to do. You guys just stay way in the back. I mean, granted, we just need to get them to the beacon. It doesn't matter if they're close to death or not. All right, decent amount of Hydralisks here. Okay, and then let's... I think I found that this is where they're reinforcing from. Cerberus Firebat back up. Not reinforcing from, but this might be their rally point. They're sending more units in over here. Let's see. And now we can land and start mining over here. This is very important. And then just keep making Marines. And we're almost out of money, so I'm going to grab most of these SCVs and move them up in this direction instead. And let's check. So it seems like this area is where the enemy is going to be coming to me. So I want to stop them from crossing this bridge for sure. If we can stop them from crossing this bridge, then my expansion is safe. But... okay, my units are pathing the wrong way. Let's just leave them here, and we'll have them go up and around later. I saw an enemy attack on its way. We want the special Goliaths up here. Theoretically, this will be safe. We don't actually need this bunker here. We could just transfer the units up here, because if we defend this area, then we should be pretty safe. In fact, it might even be worth making one bunker right on the edge. Which might be crazy, but I think it's worth it, actually. See, they're continuously trying to send more and more units across this bridge, because I think that there's a rally point here, and there's probably a rally point here, and that's where they clump up to attack me from different angles. But we're definitely going to need more units. We're going to need a bunch more Marines to push out, because I remember there even being, I think, a Guardian somewhere on this map. So we need some powerful anti-air. So let's start queuing up more Marines, and we are alive. Firebat, get in the bunker. You stay here, and then my weakest Marines hop in the bunker. And they're just gonna keep trying to cross this bridge, and they're gonna send everything they have. These units can just hold position back here, and as long as we keep repairing, we'll bleed ourselves dry in terms of minerals. But this is good. We're still mining here.
Base is under attack.
And it seems like, again, we're catching them before they can get to the area where they're clumping up to attack. This is even where the Mutalisks are coming from. So this may be considered a little abusive, just a little abusive. Now, I don't know. I mean, it's a tough map, like I was saying, and any of these attacks could have caught me out and caused me huge trouble, so it's really hard for me to say that I shouldn't be doing everything that I can. Look at these asshole Mutalisks. Come over here.
Base is under attack.
Okay, so you guys come on over here. That's my gas income. There's no geyser over here. We do have good mineral income over here, so we should be fine. It's just, I want to keep this base alive for as long as possible. I will bring the Goliaths with me as well. Once we're attacking, the enemy attacks will have no way to get to me, so we should be fine in that regard. Let's go ahead and make 2 turrets here to defend myself, and we're still mining away. I could use some more SCVs, and I'm just making more and more
Not enough minerals.
Marines. I'm going to... Every mineral counts. Go ahead and return these minerals. That's 24 minerals right there that these guys are holding. It's more important to do that in StarCraft 1, I think. Let's go ahead and bring these SCVs, bring these units. Bring these units. We're going to cross the bridge and then move up here instead.
Lieutenant, I recommend bringing along an SCV for emergency repairs.
No problem, bud. Okay, and soon enough, I'll cross this bridge and take control of this area, and then we'll make our way to the installation. Like I said, this is taking a bit longer than it needs to, but
Base is under attack.
it kind of needs to. It kind of does need to. I take that back. Because you can see the enemy is fairly relentless with how frequently they're sending these attacks my way. Bringing the Cerberus Firebats, the Cerberus Goliaths with me makes me feel pretty comfortable. And honestly, once we're on our way, I'll probably unload the bunkers. As long as... Oh, excuse me. As long as we have turrets to defend ourselves in all of our important areas. So let's just queue up a bunch of Marines. I'm feeling pretty good with this. So let's leave 1 SCV here and 1 SCV here, and then start moving. I've got the Cerberus Firebats with me, and in fact, I'm gonna queue up more Firebats to bring because I don't want my current Firebats to die. Because then I'd have to try and reinforce to get the other Cerberus Firebats up here, and it'll be too late. Alright, so there's units that are burrowed here. I need to get rid of these so that my guys can reinforce. This is a pain in the butt, unfortunately, but we'll take care of it. Run? Okay, never mind. So where are... I still am not sure where they're coming from. There's my Cerberus Firebats taking some heat. There must be another path that... Yeah, there's another path that they can take. Ultimately, though, this is the only route that they're able to get to me from. So let's come over here and then up. I'm going to bring my other units. And let's just queue up a bunch more Marines. You back up, you back up. And let's get rid of this group because my reinforcing units would run into these if we didn't clear this out. Okay, and then we're going to sit right here. Cerberus Firebat, hang out in the back. And we have SCVs to repair my Goliaths, my super good Goliaths. We have more Firebats coming up. I went ahead and unloaded these bunkers, which may have been a mistake. As you can see, the enemy is not happy with my choice to try to cut them off here, so... Just in case, I'll put 1 Marine in each of these bunkers, just in case. And I'm going to keep making Marines, and let's keep going. If we don't stop, then they won't be able to clump up a very large group of units. Let's keep the Goliaths in the back because they're a little faster than my other units. I'm auto-attacking with my SCVs, which is admittedly a slight mistake. Let's go ahead and quick save and start moving in. There's Hydulists on the bridge. There's the Guardians, actually. All right, back up, back up, back up. Draw the Guardians to me. Draw the Guardians to me. We've got the Cerberus Goliaths. Don't let them... Exactly. Don't let them get across this bridge. We can keep them boxed in here. Got to stop move across this bridge. We're going to take some serious losses here. There we go. We made it across. Let's keep rallying up Marines. And again, the enemy... Normally, you have to be very careful with your rallying units, but I know that this is the only path that they can take, so we should be fine. And you know, you may think I went overboard on this map, but my force isn't looking that great. I probably could have done more with less, but not not that much. I mean, we still have to get there, and we're not done yet. So I just want to make sure that we can make it to where we need to go without being bare bones. Okay, we have some Mutalisks. Again, with our Cerberus units are going to be incredibly helpful here. One of my Cerberus Firebats is quite low, but this is going quite well. We're going to keep rallying up. And the enemy attacks are, again, this is the only direction that they can really take to get to me. So theoretically, we're going to cut off any enemies that are on their way to us. Now, I think we might have to go down here and around, but I'm not sure. So let's clear out this entire upper area. There might be another ramp that we can use to get down. Okay. Indeed, that is true. Here comes the next enemy attack, actually. This is very bad. Because I don't have any units at home. So you guys need to load into bunkers. So this is what I was talking about. An enemy force circumvented me. So what that means is this force is going to get to my base, and I really don't have what it takes to stop them, like at all. So what that means is I need to finish this mission before that attack steamrolls me. So I'm going to start auto-attacking my way towards the beacon. I think I definitely have what it takes. It's just, you know, it's a little scary. But let's start making our way there. I think it'll be close, but we should be able to hold on. We have enough turrets, maybe. Focus fire. Focus fire, focus fire. They might burn down, but we also have the Marines inside the bunkers. Okay, I think we're safe. We haven't lost any Cerberus units, even though one is quite low, but I think we have what it takes now. We just have to get there. The other Zerg base is close to this area, but I'm not going to destroy it. I'm going straight for the bunker, or straight for the Flanum installation. Of course, they have a shit ton of stuff that's here. We lost one Cerberus unit, unfortunately. We can't lose. I got to be careful with my other ones. Just got to be careful. And let's go for it. That was the next group of enemy units that we're going to reinforce to their next attack wave. So again, it's kind of all about learning how to not necessarily manipulate the attack waves, but understand where they're coming from. Okay, let's make sure we clear all this out. We did manage to survive, so let's get inside the installation with 2 of our Firebats.
Attack team has reached the installation. You watch things out here. We'll take care of things inside.
Alright, so again, it's pretty hard for a mission 2. Hard mode in Mass Recall is not a joke. It's quite challenging, and it's really understanding the attack waves, because for me, I thought, well, if I'm attacking towards the enemy, their attack waves will be running into me, meaning my base will be safe, which you can't make that assumption every time. That's actually kind of a scary assumption to make. As you can see, one attack circumvented me, and then I was kind of screwed. So that's the stuff you have to be just very wary of. I did, admittedly, strip down my defenses so that I could try to finish the map a little easier, but, you know, with a little bit of better micro and keeping some weak units alive, I probably could have done, like I said earlier, more with less. But overall, I think this went fine. This has been Jay Barino. Thanks so much for watching. When we come back, we'll be inside the Flanum installation, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.